Week 9, we are solving by factoring. So I've been adding factoring in. We did it week 4 of our summer homework, and I've been adding it in most weeks. And this week we are solving by factoring. And what that means is that we are going to set everything equal to 0. Whenever you have an x squared, x cubed, x to the 4th, it always has to be set equal to 0. Then you can factor to solve. So that's what we're doing. We're going to look at number 9. It's the hardest. Number 10, a lot like it. So we're doing number 9 together. We first need it to be equal to 0, which means I'm going to add x to both sides of my equation, so that I end up with x squared plus x minus 20 is equal to 0. We need it equal to 0. We cannot solve it until it's equal to 0. Then I'm looking for the two numbers that multiply to a negative 20 and add to a positive 1. I'm going to write our factors of 20 off to the side. We've got 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. We're looking for the two numbers that multiply to a negative 20 and add to a positive 1. Our first thought should be if it multiplies to a negative number, then it must be 1 positive and 1 negative. If it adds to a positive 1, then that means our bigger number is positive. So let's look at 4 and 5. If I have a negative 4 and a positive 5, negative 4 plus 5 is equal to 1. So 4 and 5 are the numbers we're looking for. They're the factors that multiply to a negative 20 and add to a positive 1. That's where we get them from. Multiply to our negative 20, add to our positive 1. Now, the easy way to do this is because there's no number in front of this. All we have to do is x minus 4, because we've already said that was one of our factors, and x plus 5 is equal to 0. I've factored this, and it's still equal to 0. Once I've done that, now we have to remember that 320 times 0 is 0. 767 times 0 is still 0. So if either one of these is equal to 0, then the entire equation is equal to 0, which means that I am going to set x minus 4 equal to 0 and x plus 5 equal to 0. I'm going to, on this side, add 4 to both sides so that I have x is equal to 4. And I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides so that I have x is equal to a negative 5. Now, I have two answers. I have two answers because this is my highest exponent and it's a 2. That's how many answers I'm going to have. So whenever I have an x squared, I will have two answers.